Okay, guys, here's the part two. And I just found some hair, a clump of hair on this little structure over here. That's a spider web. But I took some pictures. It was on this thing here, but I have it on the end of right here. There's a wolf spider right next to it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but you'll see it move. Right there. Let me try to get this next to him without... Alright, he didn't move. But yeah, let me move over here a little bit. He's still there. Let me watch him. Yeah, it still smells like feces in here, and it could be a swamp smell. I'm not sure, because that's one thing doing my research over the past 2 years. I really have never smelled any foul smells. This is what I'm talking about. And there's some stuff in there that's like that dark brown piece there that's curved. Circle there, horseshoe, whatever. That's a piece of a branch. But that's hair, folks. Which I've gotten before, and I can get again at any time, because the gifting spot, I wrapped double-sided tape around the box with the food in it, making whatever is taking the food have to go through the double-sided tape, which they did without any issues. Yeah, that green's making it. But when I checked in on how much it is to get it tested, which, just like Steve from How to Hunt says, you know, hair has been tested ad nausea over and over again. But they said $1,100 now. Melba Ketchum, Dr. Melba Ketchum, who did the Genome Project, she's told me, there's the crazy, big mosquito caught in a spider web right there. He's trying to get out, but he's beat. That's good. I hate mosquitoes. But Dr. Ketchum told me she recommended the best place. It's in Ontario, Canada, I believe. It's definitely in Canada. But when I called them, it's $1,100. I don't have that money to be spending. And so I still have the hair at the house, I believe. But I do know I can do the same thing again, wrap it double-sided tape, and I will get long hairs on there. And so, that being said, I do know all this stuff has been done before, but I like this situation I got here. They take the food, they don't bite and scratch like you would see a hog or a deer or whatever else do. You know, this food is delicately unwrapped, as you guys have seen over and over again, like we will see when I get there today. And so, yeah, hair, for me anyway, speaking for me, is easy to get. I could get it tomorrow if I wanted to. And I asked Dr. Ketchum if she wanted me to send it to her, but you know, after I said it, I realized, okay, nobody is going to spend the money. It's been done. And so Steve on How to Hunt is getting information right now. I don't know if you guys heard, but there's 3 anonymous scientists giving him information. One is still an acting U.S. government scientist. They have over 3,000 legitimate Sasquatch samples. Scott Carpenter's been talking about it. They have 1 legitimate Dogman sample. But I'll give you guys some tidbits of information if you haven't got them yet. Dogman is also has human DNA in it as well. And we know what Sasquatch is not. And this is coming straight from these scientists. Sorry to rain on anybody's parade, because mainstream academics want us to think for a bunch of years now it's just an ape. These creatures are just something we didn't catch up with yet. I strongly disagree. Or we would have one in a zoo or a lab or something. Sorry, a little out of breath. But, you know, we do know the female mother side, like we all know, is 95% human on the mitochondrial DNA side, which is the mother. Then the male donor, in all the DNA samples tested in the Genome Project by Mel McKetchum and others, is 5% unknown from the male donor. Well, we now know, coming straight from these scientists, it's the male side is from an extinct predator species. And we don't know which one yet. We will be finding out. The problem is they have to transcribe all of these conversations from scientist to scientist, and it's over 300 pages. So Steve is collecting it. He's given us a little bit here and there to chew on, but he wants to get it all in order so he can give it all to us, you know, in order where it makes sense and everything else, as opposed to just giving us a paragraph here, a paragraph there. Oh, my shoulder. I've had a shoulder issue for a while. Dang it. Oh, gotta get it straightened out, man. Pardon me, guys. I just yanked it the wrong way. It's not a rotator cuff issue. Not quite sure what it is. It's a skeletal or muscular type issue. And excuse me, needed a drink. Also, the other information Steve gave us, and Steve believes this 150%. He said he would stake his life on it. You know, he keeps people anonymous, and they were looking around for quite a few years to see somebody that they felt they can trust with this information. But another thing is, the first administration in the U.S. government to know these creatures were real was the Eisenhower administration. And that's, you know, I believe it was the 50s, but that's interesting as well. And I'm just gonna stop here for a minute before we move on. Yep, I'm out of breath, so have another cigarette, right, guys? I've got to quit again. I'm going to try when I go out to Colorado in a few weeks. I'm going to go back to the nicotine gum, and, you know, it's mostly out of boredom. I'm looking up here because the gifting site is up that way. But yeah, there was definitely some hair in that there just now, guys. You seen it. It was a scrum or a tuft of hair, whatever you want to call it. It was right there on that those weird tree breaks and stuff. But at this point, you know, yeah, I share tracks, and hair, but all that stuff, it's kind of like, meh. You know, I still get the pictures of the tracks. I have 2 spots that I can guarantee if I take some people out with me, they want to go hiking. You know, I can't guarantee we will see one of these creatures, but I can guarantee we will find some really awesome tracks. Both spots are inundated with huge mosquitoes, and the deep woods off barely freaking works. But the hotspot number 2 for tracks, it's about a 2-hour hike one way. You know, it's much better when it cools off and winter rolls around, the humidity's gone. But you know, so I guess what I'm saying, like I started saying, you know, tracks, even hair. I didn't know what was going to happen when I put the double-sided tape on there, essentially forcing whatever was eating it to go through it, which it did, and all the food was gone. And I found several clumps of hair that clearly were not freaking deer, boar, or whatever. But, and I know a lot of people say all this stuff has been done before. The tracks, the banging on trees, the doing this, doing that. But, you know, I like this situation going on here. And I like what I've got going on. Would I like to learn more?